The cancel culture moves on, and when you think about historical figures, is there anyone bigger, particularly in British history, than Sir Francis Drake? In fact, so popular was he started a television revolution in the late 1950s when they made a TV series all about him and his adventures. But of course, it was 1588 that he really came into his own. But now, in 2023, it appears he's out of favour, seemingly because a South London school in Lewisham have decided that they wish to remove his name, seemingly because of his connections with the slave trade. And get this, everybody apparently in the school wished for the name to be changed from the Francis Drake School to a simple name of Oak Hill Primary. Now, what's interesting here when you think about it is, apparently the head teacher, Karen Cartwright, said that she received unanimous support in this. That's right. But what's more interesting is, when you look, it was simply 450 people. So that's right, 450 people in a school of that size, allegedly, can change their absolute background and historical context to what should be someone who's been celebrated for many years. So why the change of heart? Now, there's no national breakdown as to who allowed them to do this, but now there's a backlash ensuing, particularly against the headmistress, because lots of people feel that the British history is simply being wiped away in this woke cancel culture. And as we've told you before here on the show, many schools have decided to opt out teaching historical British facts, saying that some of them do not sit comfortably with many of the students that are now partaking in lessons over here in the United Kingdom. The bottom line is, of course, many of these students are guests in our country. So if we were to be a guest in someone else's country, wouldn't we be obliged to learn that country's history? Why are we so complacent, so soft, and so weak in removing so many wonderful aspects of our British history and culture? When you look at Sir Francis Drake, his story is pretty amazing. And obviously, yes, there are certain connotations and connections to that certain period. But that's the whole point. As we've often said here on the show, it's about history. History connects people to certain events and certain periods of time. Now, rather than just removing his name and trying to make sure that he's not talked about, seen about, or indeed discussed at this particular school, which does have a strong connection to his background, wouldn't it be more prevalent if Karen Cartwright decided to teach the school, the pupils, all about the wonderful things that Sir Francis Drake did and achieved in his life? All the while, it seems that Karen is more than happy to appease the people attending her school to wipe away our wonderful English history. Now, I don't know about you, but if I had one of my children at that particular school, I would be very much worried about exactly what are they teaching them. And in particular, if the school is headed by someone as weak, with no backbone, like Karen, why on earth would you want them to teach your children all about history, particularly English history? As ever, I'd love to know what you think to this particular story in the comments below. Why are people too soft? Should we simply remove the head teacher and find someone who literally understands what English history is all about? As ever though, for now, it looks like the woke people, the people with no backbone, the cancel culture brigade, win this particular war. But for how long? Neil Sean in the very heart of London.